Hi, 3.3b, my overall response to the propaganda and how that plays shaping our perspective in the evidence of ethnic-focused propaganda. Gosh, I watched those and I thought, yeah, how easy it would be to believe that, I guess. I think at first you would really question it and you would say, well, this isn't true, but it wouldn't take long until you hear that message over and over and over again till you would begin to believe that. Honestly, I guess I relate it. I've got a master's degree in counseling and I relate it to the cycle of abuse and how when you are in that cycle of abuse and you hear manipulative messages over and over again, you begin to believe them. And I think that's exactly what was going on in a lot of this propaganda. And then I think of today's world and our marketing and advertising is obviously very strategic and trying to get money and entertain people in a certain way. And so I think some of the message that come through our entertainment industry are propaganda. They are things that are trying to kind of brainwash us towards a certain belief and a certain system. So I think our industry today definitely plays a role in how we think about things and think about even certain ethnicities and cultures. I know there's a lot of sitcoms that kind of make fun of different cultures, and I love to laugh, and so those things are funny, but I think again it has us thinking that every culture, every ethnicity is then like that, and that message is then just repeated. The second question talks about the specific statement that the U.S. government documented that the standard for the treatment of people who may have loyalties to an enemy nation and you're protecting Christian decency makes absolutely no sense, because Christian decency doesn't have a nationality boundary, so it makes no sense. Makes me really frustrated, actually. So I just think it's all backwards. What are your reactions to the overall message conveyed by the U.S. government with the Japanese Americans? Sadly, that's the first I heard of a specific story like that, of a family that was affected in that way. And so I was very moved by the story. I think for them to have gone through that, to want to serve for the U.S. government and then to instead be imprisoned is really sickening and disheartening. And then to have to fill out that loyalty survey, I mean, it's just like, who comes up with that? And it's unfortunate. Hearing about the historical event and the perspective of George as a witness, hold on a second, let me just, his camp experience. Yeah, I think, again, just how his mom and dad answered those questions, how brave of them. And I think, wow, what courage that then their family got put in another camp, again, which makes no sense because they were obviously not harmful people. And so it's just super unfortunate and sickening to think that our nation did that. If you were to engage in some ongoing cross-cultural ministries with the Japanese Americans, I mean, obviously you would first build trust. Somehow you would just have to build trust, and you'd have to serve them and figure out kind of in their culture what that exactly looks like. Give them opportunity to just be honest, to be able to live out the pride that kind of their culture brings with it, that they can be rooted in some of their cultural history, but they can also love America and be loyal to America. And so I think just war in general brings out obviously the worst in everybody. And I think it breaks trust, it breaks community, it breaks Christ's love. Think about Judas. Obviously that broke trust and had a huge consequence to that. And so I just think first steps is I would just try to enter into their world, give them a lot of time, trust them, try to help them trust me, and then just share Christ's love before I even started talking about it, really. So, yeah, very enlightening. I'm really glad that we had the opportunity to watch these two videos, specifically the video about George. I'm actually going to do some more research on that. So, I think it's important to learn more about that, I guess. So, thanks for the opportunity. Those are my thoughts.